again. Here I have a rifle that I've wanted for a long time. After I traded in on my Power Model 1500 Mini Action 223, and I'm so happy that I got this because this is without doubt right now my favourite rifle, well, possibly of all time. That's a big say. Let's see. When it was originally designed, what happened was that the police units in the United States were going away from the 870, or had gone away from the 870 Remington 870 pump action, and they were going to high power rifle, centerfire rifle. And so Remington, in their wisdom, said, right, what we can do is, rather than having all these policemen retrained into another platform, as everyone likes to say, we can give them this and they'll know exactly how to use it, because it's essentially the 870, with M16 style mag, Stag mag, and all the controls are very similar, but it's just a pump action. So, which is what they're used to. So, I don't know how successful that was. I don't really have a lot of information on that. What can I say about it? Some stats or specs. It's 36 inches long overall, 7 and 8 pounds in weight. The steel is carbon steel, parkerized, which I'm not a big fan of. I'll get the steel, all the metalwork, I'll get it cerakoted, because I don't think this finish is going to stand up to the humidity of where I live. The barrel is only 16.5 inches long now, and it's got a rotating bolt, so it's not bad. It's not bad at all. It's basically rotating bolt, it's virtually a bolt action, but with a slide action rather than a handle on the bolt. What else can I tell you? The barrel's 16.5 inches long, so it's pretty stubby, and you would think with a 16.5 inch barrel, you're not going to get crash shot accuracy out of that. Well, that's what I thought, but that's not what happened, and I'll talk about that later. That's the good part. The build quality of the whole firearm is not bad at all. This stock is a piece of junk. It's tiny, it's skinny, it's not very ergonomic at all, and I hate it. So I've got a mag pull on order. Looks a lot better. It couldn't be any worse than this thing. That's just a piece of rubbish. Let's see. It's really short. Oh man, I don't know who it's designed for, like 10-year-olds or something. Let's see the function. I've put about 300-400 rounds through it now, and over a few days, and I only had one malfunction, and that was a failure to extract. One, which is not surprising really, because Remington, they love their extractor, the Remington extractor, and I'm not a fan of that at all. I think it's probably the worst thing about a Remington is their extractor, which is why you can get extractor replacement kits. Machine a big slot out of the front of the bolt, and I put a proper extractor in, Seiko style extractor. But anyway, that's a different story. Now, the trigger, in a word, it's shit. I don't like swearing, I don't like profanity, but there's really no other way to describe the trigger on this thing. It's rubbish. It's abominable. Really, seriously, it's just shocking. So it was really, really hard to get, to focus on shooting this thing, accurately off a bench, off a bag, just off a bag. It was really, really hard, because it's just one of the, it is the worst trigger I've ever had on any firearm that I've owned. It's just shocking. So I've got an order, the Timney Remington 7615. It's meant for 870, Remington 870 pump. The trigger fix kit. There's clearly something wrong with the trigger if you can buy a fixing kit. And there is. So that's on order. Now, what else? The magazine, take standard M16 style magazines, comes stock with a 10 rounder, which is all you're allowed here in Australia. And in actual fact, the police version that was sold in the United States, that's what it came stock with. Obviously, they figured that police shouldn't be allowed to shoot more than 10 people at a time. Yeah, joke, sorry. What else? The iron sights that it comes. This one, the one that I looked at in the shop. So obviously they've got a few, but my understanding is that there aren't many in the United States. There's a lot over here because we can't own semi-autos, but we can own pump actions. So yeah, big market here for pump actions. The one that I looked at had no iron sights on it, but I said no. I want the go string, and the front post. So blade, so ramp. So they chucked it on for me. A little bit more expensive, but hey, I like a backup. If I'm going to use it out in the field, you got to have backup. I'm from a military background. We had a backup for a backup. So what else? The accuracy. Here we go. This is the good part. The accuracy is just mind blowing. Not really. I had a few different brands of 223 that I had left over from when I had the Howe Model 1500 mini action. Remington 55 grain PSP shot 1.4 inches. I had a flyer. Without the flyer, I would have shot 0.86 of an inch. That's at 55 yards, 55 metres. Let's see. The Federal Power Shock. That shot 0.92 of an inch. 55 grain soft point again. A word on Federal Power Shock. The difference in bullet seating between some of the rounds was almost 2.5 millimeters. Like, it was really rubbish. They've got a problem with Federal have got a problem with their quality control because that Power Shock stuff looked terrible. But it shot all right. The OSA, Outdoor Sporting Agency's Australian brand, 55 grain Sierra Game King. I'm pretty sure it's Sierra Game King. With flyer, it was 1.47 of an inch. Without the flyer, it would have been 0.77 of an inch. So it had a lot of potential. What else? Now, had a heap of hand loads left over that I made up, like a lot, about 150 of the things. So, tested them. The hand load. So I shot these 4 targets, one after the other. Didn't really let the barrel cool down. So, yeah. That was half an inch. My hand loads of 69 grain Sierra Match King, 25 grains of Varget, half an inch at 55 yards out of this thing. Unbelievable. So, because I had a heap of the OSA stuff, average of I shot another 5 targets out of it, and average was like, probably, I don't know, 0.9 about 0.7 of an inch at 55 yards. Now, the hand loads, the best group, all 5 shot groups, the best group I had was 0.34 of an inch at 55 yards out of this thing. That is unbelievable. The biggest group out of these 5 that I shot all the same, one after the other, was 0.6 of an inch. There's 2 at 0.6 of an inch, there's 1 at 0.55 of an inch, there's 1 at 0.4 of an inch, and there's 1 at 0.34 of an inch. That is crazy. That's just insane. That's insane accuracy out of this thing. It's got the worst trigger that I've ever owned out of any firearm, and it's only got a 16-inch barrel. It's pump action, and it's shooting like, really, it's just crazy. That's just insane. So, once I get the new stock on, not that it's going to make a whole heap of difference, but the trigger fix, once I get that on, I'm going to go and do some 100 metre groups or 100 yard, 100 metre groups with my hand loads and the OSA stuff, because I've still got a heap of it left, to see what this can do at 100 metres with a decent trigger. Might have to do a little bit more work to it, mucking around with it, honing and whatnot, but anyway, I have absolutely no doubt that this will be an MOA rifle after I fix that trigger. I reckon even without fixing that trigger with my hand loads, I reckon this is an MOA rifle. But I didn't go out to 100 metres because I did really, really, really want to fix the trigger. It's just shocking, like really bad. So, what I would say to anyone who sees one of these, just grab it. Don't hesitate. Just get it. You will not be disappointed. It's just a fantastic little rifle. It's got so much going against it, and yet it just performs like unbelievably. It's just, you know, it's just a fantastic little rifle. I love it. I really do. The scope that I've gone on it is just a cheap Bushnell AR223 scope. It's got the BDC reticle on it for 55 grain. I'm assuming it's for NATO 5.56 55 grain ammo. So I will test it out to see if it actually, does what it's supposed to do with regards to the BDC reticle and that. But yeah, it's a really cheap scope, but it does the business. It's okay. The clarity's not too bad, and it didn't no malfunctions. Clicking's all right. Yeah, it's not a bad scope. And it's probably a little bit bulky. I'll probably, later on, this rifle deserves a good scope, and I'll probably get nice, I don't know, maybe a Leopold or something and chuck it on there. It's a little bit, that ocular bell is just massive, not a big fan of that. But in any case, if you get a chance to buy one of these, just buy it. It's just such a fantastic rifle. Like, the accuracy of it is just mind-blowing. Really, it's just crazy accurate. So, on that note, I'll say see you later.